Yeah, now, of course, in the segment, it's close Bell, West Africa, and we're beginning it right here in Cape Town. And I have with me here Philip Odozo. He is the CEO of UBA. Now, of course, at CNBC Africa, we are first in business worldwide. So first things first, before we talk about Philip, I want to talk about the results that should have come out. When are they coming out, and why have they been delayed?
Okay, thank you so much for that. The 2012 results will come out shortly from now in the next few days, I believe. And the reason why the result is delayed is because we operate in 19 African countries, and each of these jurisdictions need to do their approval and get their results ready, approved by their regulators before eventually we consolidate and so on. As of now, all those results have just come in,
right.
And we have gone to the Central Bank of Nigeria, and today we have gotten an approval. So the results will be made available shortly from now in the next few days.
I hope the authorities in those 19 jurisdictions are watching CNBC Africa and they're hearing us talk about the need to try to make sure that things do happen in time, because of course this is going to become a constant in the future. African companies are expanding and they want to get in these different geographies, and we need to harmonize how we regulate these issues. Let's move on. You are at WEF.
Thank you.
You are talking to people, you are doing deals, you are participating in sessions. Your overall impression so far of WEF 2013?
It's been wonderful. It's been very, very good, and I think we have been able to discuss with quite a lot of our stakeholders that we operate with. But the most important thing is that the president of Nigeria came here with a very large team, ministers, private sector people, and it started with a formal business forum between South Africa and Nigeria, looking at ways of improving the business climate at both ends, looking at removing the constraints and the barriers to doing business. And one good thing that came out from that particular forum is the fact that there is going to be liberalization of visa at both ends. And one of the memorandum of understanding that was signed is the fact that each country can afford to give up to 3 years visas to the other countries. And people carrying diplomatic passports do not require visas again.
How important is that in your view? Do you think it's a game changer in terms of developing the relationship between South Africa and Nigeria?
I think it's an absolute game changer. The reason is that if you are a businessman, you don't want to wait for 10 days before you get visa and travel. It is a very, very major constraint. So I see this as the beginning of a wonderful relationship between the two giant economies in Africa. These are the two largest economies we have in Africa, Nigeria and South Africa.
What's your sense about that relationship? Because I was speaking to many people and I was at the forum that you're referring to. What's your sense about the relationships between the business-to-business people between Nigeria and South Africa, and also between the politicians? So sorry, I'm going to ask you to mark them a little bit, because they are sevens after all. They must answer to our demands. But let's begin first with a look at the business-to-business relationship, because one of the undercurrents that I've picked up is that there's a bit of a rivalry, yes, but there's also a bit of a unnecessary competitiveness, like Nigerians not wanting South Africans because they are domineering, and vice versa, Nigerians not wanted here because of perceptions that have been built up over many years and many centuries.
Yeah, I think that is the perception, and I don't think it's entirely, reality. The reason is because we have some big South African companies that are operating in Nigeria, and they are doing very well, extremely well, and they are in the entire value chain and so on. And I think we have some businesses from Nigeria that are also operating in South Africa.
I can mention a few, though, not too many.
Yeah, not so many, but I think, now the cooperation between the two and the collaboration will actually open a vast room of opportunities for both countries, to benefit from, and it is going to be mutually beneficial. If you look at it today, Nigeria does a lot of importation. It is actually an import-dependent economy, and Nigeria imports quite a lot from Asia, from China, from Europe, and so on. Most of the items that Nigeria imports are actually produced in South Africa, and there is no reason why these goods should not be flowing from South Africa to Nigeria. On the other hand, South Africa imports oil, and there is no reason why a lot of oil should not be coming to South Africa from Nigeria. There are minerals, solid minerals. Nigeria has probably about 34 solid minerals that have not been exploited, and South Africa is very, very
It's
good.
got the expertise.
Yes, exactly. Got the expertise, has got the capacity, and has got the history that goes with it. There is no reason why South Africans cannot enter freely into Nigeria to actually engage in these industries.
So there's a lot that needs to be done. Before I let you go, I must ask you about some of the major things that we've been picking here at WEF and what it means for businesses like yours. You're a banker. I mean, we talk about the financing gaps, 50 billion, whether it be $90 billion or so. It is opportunity for banks like yours. From some of the discussions that we've had here, what role do you see UBA playing in trying to plug some of those gaps and also, of course, taking opportunity of the projects that are being created here?
Yeah. Now, it's very good. I think to a very large extent, discussions have centered on agriculture and on infrastructure as a whole, and I believe that is very good because apart from South Africa, to some extent, the rest of sub-Saharan Africa are very deficient in infrastructures, and financing these infrastructures is very, very, very key to the takeoff of the various economies. So for us as financial institutions, we believe that this is where we come in. We should be able to attract long-term funding sources from even outside the continent. We should be able to mobilize the vast pool of untapped funds that are outside the banking system and now channel them towards financing of infrastructures. UBA actually operates in 19 African countries, starting from Benin Republic to Senegal, Ghana, Liberia, Burkina Faso, Guinea-Conakry, Gabon, Cameroon, Democratic Republic of Congo, Congo-Brazzaville, Chad, Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, Mozambique, Zambia, and so on and so on. Now, all these countries, when you go to them, the common thing there is infrastructure gap. And I believe that we as financial institutions should be able to finance all these infrastructure. We've been talking to so many participants here, and we think that we'll be able to pull a vast...
We must continue this conversation, Philip, because unfortunately we've run out of time. I'd certainly would love to hear how much you have that you can leverage to try and make sure you help in bridging that funding gap. Philip Odiozo, he is CEO of UBA, talking to us here, live here from Cape Town at the World Economic Forum 20.